Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Thoughts to the people. Brian and Kenzie on Q101, starting off for Ann in North Chicago. Thanks for checking in from North Chicago this morning.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
All right, well, thank God that got fixed.
Woo!
If you were here yesterday morning, we had a little technical issue, but that's back. Perfect for the beginning of Lala weekend. Okay. Feels right, doesn't it? Feels
Feels
good?
good. I feel good.
Yeah.
Buttons are working.
Well, for the most
Exciting.
part. It's funny. Our guy, Steve Pacheco, is the best in the business at working on things technically and calling him in the morning and saying, like, hey, I need something fixed. And, boy, he had this was a weird problem we have going on here. If you were here yesterday for the first half hour of the show, something, things break. The studio, we're only coming up on 6 years or something like that. And once in a while, it's been pretty good. This studio is Old Yeller. We should have a name for this studio. Should it be Old Yeller?
I thought it was just the Q101 morning studio, but
That's
it could be Old Yeller if you wanted to be.
Boring. What should we name our studio?
I don't want it to be like super corny or like, beat on your chest,
I kind of want
vibes.
both those things.
I know.
I mean, let's be clear. Officially, it is the James & Sons Diamond Ring Studio. That's the official name of this beautiful studio.
Right, but like our nickname, how people in the
Yeah.
in the old eras used to like name their swords.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have an idea
Be
for
like,
a
what that
name.
mouth do studio? Because we have to talk a lot.
That's a
Like
weird
allow
nickname.
talk so much.
That is a weird nickname. We're heading over to the What That Mouth Do
I
studio.
know. Oddly enough, I don't know if that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
What that mouth do? Why? What that mouth do studio?
I was thinking more like just again.
What?
A
Give me
name.
an example that I could build off of it.
Like the Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome.
But we don't have a dome. The Thunderbox?
Well, this is basically a dome.
The Thunder Box. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, let's be realistic. I don't want to set bad expectations. People visit,
Yeah.
there's no dome.
How about the Stabbing Cabin?
Why? I don't like that at all. That's
Hey, you want one of those? You come on over later, okay?
Hey, I'm just brainstorming here. We're just brainstorming. That's the first
But I
idea.
want to know why that would be the name of this
I
place.
thought the first rule of brainstorming was there's no bad ideas.
That's not the first one. That was a bad idea.
Do you know how awesome that would be if we got signage that said that? And like Shinedown comes back, or like Shinedown, welcome to the Stabbing Cabin.
Oh,
I feel like that's not safe.
I understand your
I'd
point.
rather get stabbed with a knife versus what I think you're saying.
Your point's valid.
Thank you.
I'm just brainstorming.
No, I like it. It's good.
You
It's
said
good.
what will come to mind. That's the first thing that came to mind for some reason.
That sounds like a creepy thing you've looked up before.
I haven't looked it up. I've just heard the expression.
You've just lived it.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
I just heard the expression like it's an everyday like terminology.
Walk in these shoes.
Yeah.
Walk in these shoes, baby. All right. Well, we'll figure out if you have a recommendation, go for it. For the Q101 Studios, a nickname for it. But boy, what a day today. Lollapalooza begins today. We will be on site, and we have a lot to talk about. We'll go through the whole show. We'll get to it, even give you an updated weather report on some of the stuff going on. But just remember, 7:50, the last Lolla Song Scramble of the week for VIP tickets to Lollapalooza, 7:50 a.m.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go, well, hot damn, it's August 1st. I always mark August by Lollapalooza, and usually it's around this time as far as where we're at, but August 1st, damn, Lollapalooza weekend. But the fact today relates to August and how Chicagoans are going to spend $586 more this month than you did last month.
Do not tell me that.
I know.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Well, this is your facts out there that make your brain go. And why? Think about it for a second. It's August. Why would you be paying $586 more this month than you did last month?
because it's Lollapalooza and because we're getting really close to the Smashing Pumpkins Green Day show.
Well, if it's concert related, it's even more than that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
With obviously Lala, Metallica next weekend,
Yes.
Pumpkins, Green Day. You got Bush. You got then you got, of course, Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field. 2 shows at the end of the month. A big, huge, monstrous concert month. But I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong. But $586. Why that number of dollars? Think about the money and think about August as opposed to July.
Is it the Ubers going up because of all the events?
That's a good surge price. Yeah.
Is it how much does it take to get one of those stupid bikes to take you out of Grant Park?
Good Lord. Well, they're all in the water, all the divvy bikes.
Oh,
so you
no.
can't even find them. People throw them in the lake. We'll tell you here coming up at 6:30.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. Relates to today, August 1st, not the first day of Lollapalooza. Of course it is, and it's Lollapalooza weekend and often is August 1st. But August 1st, you're going to spend $586 more this month than you did last month. And Kenzie was talking about possible Uber surges for Lollapalooza, all the concerts that are coming up this year, or this month, I should say, that will add on extra there. But those aren't right. Those are things you will spend probably more than that on. It's a great month. What it is back-to-school shopping costs an average of $586 this year per kid.
That seems high.
Well, it's actually lower than last year.
What?
Last year, the average was $597 per kid. Now, 2/3 of parents said they already did most of their shopping to get through it because Amazon Prime was a couple weeks ago, about 2 days. So $586 per kid. Now, I don't have a kid that goes to school. She's still at daycare. Casey, you don't have any kids you pay for, do you?
Not that I know of.
I thought you were funding some kids. You were like, just being really generous.
No,
and-
those are just girls he's sleeping with.
Oh, jeez.
No kidding. All right. I'm sweating over here.
But Kenzie has one child that's school age at this point, and for many years now because he's 10 years old. So he's been in this kind of world for a little while.
Last year in elementary school was good.
Yeah?
Almost a little junior high nugget.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
That's
That
crazy.
seems very high to me, though. And I've been buying school supplies for, a long time. So we're really good, though, as a household of going through what he didn't really use during the year. So we're not buying brand new pencils and brand new markers and sometimes brand new folders, but sometimes not, because it used to be, I have to be honest, it used to be a little bit more fun when I was a kid picking out like your folders and binders and stuff because you could pick out the theme. And it's like, okay, do I want unicorns? Absolutely. I'm in 2nd grade. That sounds amazing. Okay. On your folders. Now, every year in elementary school, it's told me exactly what colors I have to get, and they're plain. So they want like yellow, blue, green.
Oh.
So that you don't get to do. It's not like I'm over Minecraft. Give me something new this year. Like he doesn't have that. So if they're not beat up, I'm like, well, we're just gonna use the yellow one again. It's not like I can't wait to get a new yellow folder.
Yeah. Who wants that crap?
Yeah. So we kind of wait on some of that stuff. We're good about reusing it, so we do spend less than that. But I will say, he gets a new backpack probably every other year because we take good care of it. New lunchbox. So I guess on the year you need the new backpack, new lunchbox, new school supplies.
Do you need a new backpack every year? Because I had a backpack here that lasted me about the last 7 years, and I just moved on.
We don't do a new one every year. I know a lot of kids do, and I get that it's fun. Like, what do you want this year? Because, again, a lot of kids pick out a theme. But last year, he just wanted, like, a Nike sports one, so it's not like he's going to be like, I'm over Spider-Man. It's not cool anymore. We try to keep them. Like on just something sporty that you'll still like later, so we don't have to buy a new backpack every couple months.
Yeah, this sounds high to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm going back to me now. Way back. I did love my Trapper Keepers. They still have Trapper Keepers, right? I think.
Of course.
Because I used to always load them up with Van Halen and logos on them before we got to even the first day of school. I got the Trapper Keeper.
Put
And
some stickers on those bad boys.
I love putting I put like radio station stickers on the thing, and then I made my Van Halen logos.
That's
Because if
fun.
you came in with a blank Trapper Keeper, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you might as well go
Loser.
home at that point.
It's like the Q101 Morning Studio not having a nickname.
It's like, what are you here to learn or something? There's something fun going on there.
Yeah, but I mean, we used to just basically go to Sears. I get a new pair of jeans. The Huskies. What were they called? Not the Wranglers.
Did you have to wear husky size?
Yeah.
Because my brother did too, and it made him mad.
Oh, I was a portly grade school kid. Yeah, I was a thick boy.
Yeah.
I grew to 6'4", in 7th grade between the summers. Talk about, then I was like a beanpole, but I was a thick boy where you're kind of like, you have to like stuff those jeans. They didn't have Lycra back then.
No.
They were like hard. When you had to get the size.
Well, they were made for farming. Like they were built to last. Then they weren't a fashion statement. My brother was not tall, still isn't. Had to wear husky jeans.
Yeah.
And he'd get all mad and be like, "I'm fat." We're like, "Hey, you're a husky. Stop it." We try to like lift him up.
Oh, jeez.
You're just husky.
No, I was fat. That's what we used that word freely back then.
We're trying to make him feel better.
Yeah, that's nice. No one tried to make me feel better with fat. Case, let's see, Case is the youngest one in the room. Did you get like trapped? What were you excited about with school supplies?
New shoes.
Oh, I didn't even think of shoes.
Yeah, not anything with school. Because the only thing that I really decorated, like I never really decorated my locker. You know Fatheads, the thing that goes on the wall?
Yeah.
So they have mini versions of those. And so by the time I was in school, I could get like a Jim Tomei or a Paul Canerco or a Maglio Ordonez Fathead and put that on my notebook and celebrate the White Sox. But I just wanted new shoes because it meant I could go to the skate store, which sometimes, like when I was growing up, was Zoomies, which was the middle of the mall skate store.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I'd go to like the core cool skateboard store and get a pair of Americas or a pair of Fallens or a pair of Lakais, like a real tried and true skate brand. And then I'd go to school and nobody would know what my shoes were and nobody would give me compliments. And it was a vicious cycle that repeated itself every year.
We went for like an underground. Of course, you couldn't do Billabong. Good job.
No. Absolutely
I
not.
love
Was
Billabong.
Billabong too a sellout?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I loved
Of
Billabong.
course Billabong was a sellout brand. You can buy that at JCPenney. I don't want that.
I had a reversible Billabong bikini, so it was 2-in-1. It was stripes on one side, solid color on the other.
They made bikinis?
Yeah.
That's what they primarily do.
Is that
I think.
right?
Yeah, they're a surf brand.
Yeah, I love Billabong.
I just only saw the jams.
Yeah, the board shorts.
The board shorts is all I ever saw.
No, brother, Billabong makes bikinis.
Wait, it was reversible bikini?
Yeah, so it was a 2-in-1. So stripes, so you flip it inside out. It was a solid color. It was neon pink, and then the other side was neon pink stripes with yellow. It was adorable.
I bet.
I loved it.
My jams were. I'm using a dated term, right?
You are.
Yes. No, I know what you're talking about.
I love calling them jams.
Well, because that's what they used to call those,
Yeah.
like those flowery shorts that
When you
guys
first,
wore.
and then when I first started watching the UFC, I said that these guys are wearing jams out there doing Muay Thai kicks.
And their Venom kickboxing shorts.
Yeah, all sponsored by Monster. Everyone was
Yeah.
sponsored by Monster
I
back
gotta
then.
get my sprawl shorts on. Hold on.
Oh hell yeah! Then they all come out to like Five Finger Death Punch was their
course.
walkout music. Every fighter came out to the same music. Well, yeah, let us know what like your number one, like that thing you remember, the school supply that was awesome. Because I think some of it, it was always clothes. I remember getting the Trapper Keeper and putting the Van Halen logos all over it. It was fun to get stuff.
Now we have a boy, so he's like, if I were like, we're going shopping for the day, he'd be like, no.
Yeah, ugh.
So we don't do that. But I loved with my mom, we had one back to school day and she'd give us a budget and it was like, so you had to make it work. Like, okay, if I want
Wow.
this backpack, I know that I can't get as many jeans or the pair of shoes I want, or if I'm going to sport it. Like, we had a budget and we had to figure it out. We could have spent it however we wanted. And it was so fun because as a girl, like, I wanted to look adorable at school,
I know.
obviously.
I mean,
Hello.
Obviously.
Reversible bikini in school budget. Hello.
Did you wear that bikini the first day of school?
Well, listen, we had swim class. We had swimming.
Kenzie's like, I want to be popular this year. I want to make a
Amen.
statement on the first day of school.
She's walking in the Soch class in a bikini.
Actually, I did wear that bikini through school because I got in trouble in swim class, and Mrs. Lou dragged me through the hallway and brought me to the office, and I was in my swimsuit. And,
What?
And I just sit in the principal's office and wait for him in a bikini. It was awful.
Oh, I bet that principal said, make sure Kenzie gets in trouble today.
Okay, that's not good.
I'm sure that's what he said.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 talking about the fact that made your brain go. And it really did. $586 per kid is the back-to-school shopping cost of the average Chicagoan. And some people checking in, well, you know that a lot of that is probably clothes. But can't you still get, like, super cheap clothes somewhere?
Hell yeah.
I mean, I used to. It's funny because I'm
We're
again.
a TJ Maxx family.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm 6'4", and my brothers are not. So I wore hand-me-downs my whole life until I never got new clothes for school
Right.
until I grew this height, and then it got reverse hand-me-downs. The older guys had to take my clothes,
Wow.
which was messed up for them.
But finally, it's sweet revenge for you.
Finally got something new.
Want to hear something messed up? I had 2 older brothers, and I still had to wear some hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm dressed like a boy. This sucks. We didn't have another girl. I don't want to do this.
For some reason, I just pictured you like in like some Dickies and a big flannel shirt.
Yeah, you're a tomboy.
She looks like a logger.
Yeah.
I was like a forced tomboy. I'm like, I'm not a tomboy. This is just what's in the house.
She has
This sucks.
suspenders over her shoulders. Yeah.
Like, this
And
is
a
not
corncob pipe.
cool. I was in North Carolina.
Pipe.
By the way, can I just point out 2 core memories that were brought up to me on the text line?
Sure.
One, someone's like, is Lisa Frank still a thing? Because those were the Lisa Frank folders.
I don't know what that is.
So it probably was more of a girl thing.
I'm sure. Sounds like it.
They were
You
usually
have the Lisa Frank folder.
I really wanted it.
No, they're the most incredible designs because she also makes coloring books. And they're like neon with crazy patterns all over. It would be like a tiger jumping in trees and this and that. Like, but it's like all neon, almost like a magical dreamland. Every folder.
Yeah.
They were like trippy, almost like at a hippie level. Okay, they were fantastic. Lisa Frank. To the death of me, period. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope kids are still buying those because they're incredible. And then Luke and somebody else was texting in about, do you remember, you may have done this, Brian. I don't know about you, Case. Do you remember when you would take like a paper bag and cut it up and make it your book cover so you could design your own book cover?
That was a mandatory, taking the jewel bags, the paper bags, and then
Yay.
cutting them to cover your books so I could put more Van Halen logos on all my books
you could
too.
design it because they make like the stretchy like cloth book covers, but then you can't like draw on them.
Yeah, you can't do that. No,
Case, did you do that?
No, I didn't. I wasn't putting paper bags on my books. I don't know what that is.
Honestly,
Okay, you
I
don't
think
have to make it sound like that.
It sounds like you guys grew up in the Dust Bowl. I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, we didn't all have slaves and horses. Sorry, you did.
Well, I think initially it was designed to protect the book.
Yes.
Like to be like that's why you were supposed to do it.
supposed to
Teachers
do
would
book
tell you to do
covers.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
But then of course for me it became like drawing war scenes and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I used to make tanks.
What?
I used to have guys getting blown up. I got so bored in school. I really did
Amen.
have undiagnosed ADD. And I would make all kinds of, besides the Van Halen logos, like war scenes of tanks going in the battle and then the other guys. I could do this for hours. I shouldn't be doing this.
The best part,
I do
though?
this during the show. People don't know this. I do it now.
The best part is that I never wrote. I would get so messed up because I didn't write the name on any of the textbooks. So I put a paper bag on them, and then I'm drawn all over the damn things. I should have wrote the word like history somewhere.
Biology.
Because I'm in there like I don't know. I have a tiger on all of these. What am I supposed to bring to math?
Also, PJ checked in. I don't know this, but they said there were shirts in the 80s at school she wore called Big Johnson.
What?
And apparently those ruined it for a lot of kids because then they started banning those shirts, the Big Johnson shirts.
Ew.
I don't know if anybody remembers that. Well, listen, $586 per kid is the average cost in Chicago of a kid going back to school. I'm sure a lot of us know how to beat that these days online, but because it sounds like a lot. Listen, you may be able to save yourself a little bit in an hour. Free Lollapalooza tickets, VIP style, $750 coming up on Lollapalooza weekend. And Case, you haven't seen Happy Gilmore, I assume, right?
I haven't.
Okay, so that's on the list. Some kind of Adam Sandler movies are coming. We have decided that he's going to do Rocky by listener demand. He is finally going to watch Rocky for tomorrow's movie review at 8 o'clock coming up. But wanted to tie in and close off this conversation on back to school, of course.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up, my boots tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight.
Now, Case has no idea why that's hilarious.
Not at all.
No, it is funny. It is. Trust me.
It is funny.
Trust me, it's funny.
And paper bag book covers are awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
Case.
Here's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Boeing got a new CEO, and if employees have any concerns, his door will always be open because it wasn't installed properly. A survey found that bacon sizzling is one of the most relaxing sounds to us, not so much to pigs. Prince Harry is reportedly no longer speaking to King Charles. Apparently, they had a huge disagreement over who rightfully holds the title of world's biggest waste of space. And a new study found that many chocolate products contain toxic heavy metals, the worst offender being Reese's Pieces of Lead. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.